good, Commanders fans? So I'm just doing position by position here. I did the wide receiver position, so I just wanted to talk about the tight end position, which guys I think will make the roster upcoming in September or after training camp. We don't have a lot of tight ends on the roster, of course, with the injury to Armani Rogers, but I do think there's some guys that can definitely bounce back and break out. So before I do get into the tight end position, man, I just want to give a quick shout out to Prize Picks. Make sure you guys take advantage of the promo that's going on from Prize Picks. You can use my promo code RealEdOliver. You get 100% deposit match up to $100. You put down $50. Prize Picks will match you with $50. They'll match you to $20 as well. Use my promo code down below. Use that link down below in the description. Here are my picks. You guys are already know Brian Robinson, over 825 rushing yards. Calvin Ridley, under 6 touchdowns, receiving touchdowns on the season. And, of course, Terry McLaurin getting over 899 receiving yards. I think that's pretty easy to take the over on Terry McLaurin's receiving yards. That's probably just Terry McLaurin walks on the field for the season, he's going to get over 1,000 receiving yards very, very easily. You already know that's a given. And Terry McLaurin, he got his flowers too from Jordan Reed, the NFL draft guy. They came up with a list. If you guys didn't hear, he was named as one of the biggest draft steals. I want to say after the first round of the draft. I want to say he was one of the biggest draft steals in his draft, which was the 2019 draft, if I'm not mistaken, in the 3rd round. So he's getting some props. Now, I do want to make a separate video about how they ranked our skill positions compared to the rest of the league. I don't totally agree with it, but I'm probably going to make a separate video about that before we get to training camp. So, all right, so let's look at the tight end position. Let's start out with Logan Thomas. Of course, you look at the roster right now. We have Cole Turner, 6'6", 240 pounds. Logan Thomas is 6'6", 250 pounds. It's my son in the background. Armani Rogers, injured, unfortunately, 6'5", 225 pounds. Curtis Hodges, 6'8", 240 pounds. We really have some height for from our tight end position. Brandon Dillon, a guy that I like out of Marion, 6'5", 250 pounds. John Bates, 6'6", 259 pounds. So we really have some height and some size at the tight end position. I do like that. We do have a lot of red zone threats, a lot of 50-50 guys that can get a lot of 50-50 catches. The basketball background with Cole Turner. Logan Thomas, like a basketball player out there. Curtis Hodges played basketball in high school. Athletes. Unfortunately, Armani Rogers played quarterback, but he's not going to be playing this year. And that people say it's not a big deal that he's missing this season, but it kind of is, because just off the potential aspect. He only had 5 catches for 64 yards last year, but he had a really nice reverse play. He had a couple of nice catches in a couple of games, so he just really has some potential. I thought he was the most athletic guy, the most dynamic guy, the most shifty guy, the guy with the most speed and the most yak ability on the roster at the tight end spot. So I'm not going to, like I said, like I already talked about this a couple weeks ago, we're not, crying over spilled milk or anything like that with Armani Rogers, but he's a loss. He's a loss. But it gives Cole Turner more of an opportunity, it gives John Bates more of an opportunity, and it gives Curtis Hodges more of an opportunity. So the guys that I do think they're going to make I'll break it down. So Logan Thomas, and this is the thing about Logan Thomas. At first, I thought he was going to be a cap casualty. I thought he was a guy because he just didn't play well last season. Now, the season in 2020, he had a great season. He had 72 catches in the 2020 season. A lot of that was because of Alex Smith, but a lot of it was because Logan Thomas was a good receiver, man. Look at the Eagles game, and when we beat them with Nate Sudfeld and Jalen Hurts, he went up to the rafters, had a beautiful catch from Alex Smith. The Raiders game last year before he got injured had a really nice catch. He had a couple really nice catches. The Steelers game, he had a good game that game. The Dallas game, the one in 2020 at home, where he was just cooking Jalen Smith, the linebacker for the Cowboys. They could not stick Logan Thomas at all. They could not guard him. Logan Thomas was a really good tight end. Got a lot of targets. He was a great, I thought he was a Pro Bowl caliber tight end in that 2020 season. I really thought he definitely should have got a consideration. Then he got the good contract. Played pretty well before he got injured. Had a nice catch, like I said, against the Raiders, the touchdown catch. Then he comes back last year. People say that he kind of rushed back, looked slow as a snail, dropped a couple passes. Still had 30-something catches, but just didn't look like the guy that he was in 2020 for sure. Not getting any younger, but he is a good leader, man. He's a great leader. Now, he's had a heck of a minicamp, a heck of a OTAs. John Cotton was raved about him. Logan Paulson. Linnell Willingham has some great things to say about Logan Thomas as well. He said the Commanders have force-fed Logan Thomas the football. He told Kevin Sheehan he leads the team in receptions this year. That's how much he's been featured in the spring, and that's the thing with Eric Bieniemy's offense. Look at Travis Kelce, the NFL Rumors page on Twitter. Don't want to quote them too much, but they said Logan Thomas is expected to be featured in the offense as he steps into the Travis Kelce role in the offense. I don't want to compare him to Travis Kelce, but he's going to get a lot of targets. Look at the Chiefs' offense. It was a tight end-friendly offense, and they really wanted to feature the tight ends And Logan Thomas can really be Sam Howell's best friend, that security blanket. Just getting first downs. John Thomas was saying that Logan Thomas was boxing guys out like it's basketball, mossing guys, just getting that body in front of guys, in front of defenders, and catching the ball for a first down. And he's a good red zone target as well. So I'm intrigued to see how Logan Thomas bounces back. I was down on him. I was like, hey, we should have drafted a tight end. Maybe we should have signed a tight end. There were a couple tight ends out there in free agency that got signed for not big contracts. Mike Gesicki's one of them, but, I knew they weren't going to go after a big name tight end like that. But there were some other smaller names that were available. Austin Hooper was available. I thought there were some guys that we definitely should have targeted in free agency or in the draft like Zach Kuntz. But it is what it is. I like our guys. I don't love them. There's just a lot of unproven guys and a bad injury history with these guys. You look at Logan Thomas, how many games he played last year. He played in 14 games, which is not bad. Still missed 3 games. John Bates played in 16 out of 17. Cole Turner played in 10 games, but he barely played in the games. He missed 7 games last year. And then Armani Rogers was hurt as well. He played in 11 games. And then Curtis Hodges, he played in how many games last year? He played in 0 games last year. So it's just a very unproven group and an injury history throughout this group. Now, Cole Turner's a guy that I think is primed for a breakout season as well. He's had a good OTAs, a good spring. He had a great OTA minicamp last year before he got injured, where a lot of guys were saying he was the best player on offense, but he ended up getting, I want to say, a concussion or some type of injury where somebody hit him during practice. And then after that, he missed preseason. He was kind of behind the 8 ball. He never really got back into the fold. And I really thought they could have used him as a red zone target. And Logan Thomas, he spoke up against Scott Turner, saying that we have too many weapons in this offense not to be successful in this offense, and I don't think they really targeted Logan Thomas as much as they should have in the red zone. Same thing with Cole Turner, man. Cole Turner had 10 touchdowns in his senior year in college. Like, this guy was a former wide receiver. This guy can go up and get it, man. Like, Cole Turner had the most red zone touchdowns by a tight end in college football his senior year, the third most, tied with Kyle Pitts at 8. Then he had the most deep receiving yards amongst tight ends in college as well. He was 4th in deep receiving yards at 219. So Cole Turner's a guy that's definitely stood out. Linnell Willingham also said that Cole Turner has been targeted early and often in the spring. EB has some very creative as far as alignment goes with these 2 tight ends. Expect a lot more 2 to 3 tight end sets, so I'm excited for that. We have so many weapons, man. You just pick your poison out there, man. Terry, Jahan, Curtis, Cole, Logan, B-Rob, Antonio Gibson. So many guys that can just catch the ball, man. We have a lot of weapons out there. We got to use them. That's why I'm excited for Eric Bieniemy and the tight end screen. We didn't use the tight end screen enough at all last year. Armani Rogers got a tight end screen. Guess what? He got like 15 yards off a tight end screen. We never saw it again. And I think Logan Thomas is capable of doing it. Cole Turner's capable of doing it. John Bates, all these guys. The best blocking tight end on the roster, of course, is John Bates by far. Could he have a breakout season? He had 22 targets for 14 catches, 108 yards, and 1 touchdown against the Falcons. He's a guy. He's a number 2 or number 3 tight end. He had 1 fumble in the season. He's just more of a blocking tight end. So that's what I expect for him. Logan Thomas had 39 catches off of 61 targets, 323 yards, and 1 touchdown. Cole Turner had 9 targets and two catches for 23 yards. His longest catch was for 18 yards last year. Curtis Hodges did not play in any games. Curtis Hodges had a great spring and minicamp as well, playing with the second team with Jacoby Brissett, going down low and getting catches. He got a lot of targets with Jacoby Brissett. Sam Howell hit him a couple times with Curtis Hodges, cooked a couple guys with a double move, cooked Khalid Hudson on 1 play, and had a nice catch from what I heard in minicamp as well. So it's a tight end group with untapped potential, a lot of unproven guys, and a bad injury history last year. So that's why I'm a little concerned about it, but I see the potential. If Eric Bieniemy can get the most out of Logan Thomas and Logan Thomas can stay healthy, if he can get the most out of Cole Turner, who is super, super, super talented, has the height and the movement and the feel and to sit in the soft spot to the zone, I think Cole Turner can be the breakout tight end for this team. I'm excited for Cole Turner. I'm a big Cole Turner fan. I really am. And I think he offers a little bit of yak opportunity. Not a lot, but I think he offers a little bit of yak opportunity there too. So, and he's a chain mover. We got a couple chain movers on this team. So I think 4 guys make the roster. We really have no choice. We just don't have a lot of depth. We don't have a lot of competition on the tight end position, at the tight end position right now. So 4 guys I got making it, of course, Logan Thomas, Cole Turner, John Bates, and then Curtis Hodges. The other guy, trying to find him, Brandon Dillon. I don't think he makes the roster, but I think he's going to make the practice squad. I do feel like they need to sign another tight end. You know, last year we had so many tight ends, and they were just dropping like flies. You know, they were dropping like flies. We had to keep signing guys just to have guys suit up. There was one time where The guy that we signed from the Eagles, the linebacker, Nathan Jerry, he had to suit up as a tight end in practice. That's how bad it was last year with injuries, you know. So that's why I'm a little concerned about this group. I see the potential. I see the talent. Can Eric Bieniemy get the best out of this group? So those are the 4 tight ends I have making the roster. I only have 6 wide receivers because I don't think we need to have that many wide receivers because we're just so talented. But with the injury history with this group and the unproven talent on the group, I think you have to keep 4 instead of 3 tight ends. So I'll talk about the running backs next and see how many we keep. Could we keep Jared Patterson? Could we keep another guy? Casimir Allen, is he going to be on there as a running back? Chris Rodriguez, is he going to make the roster? So I'll talk about that probably on my next video talking about the running back. So you guys let me know what you guys think about the tight end position. Like I said, Logan Thomas had 323 yards receiving. John Bates, 108. Armani Rogers, 64 yards. And then Cole Turner, 23. So very underwhelming from the tight end position. Now, we do have 3 really, really good receivers. So it's kind of like the tight end position is not as stressed as it is for other teams. But Eric Bieniemy coming in with the tight end screens, the 2 to 3 tight end sets. How is that going to work out? Are they going to get more targets? Since, you know, you saw what happened with Travis Kelce. And in the red zone, is he going to use those guys as well? And they got to get better blocking us too. The Giants game, we got dominated. Both games. Charles Leno and Logan Thomas, they lost their matchups blocking, really run blocking, and a pass protection as well. So, all right, you guys let me know what you guys think. Hell's Commanders. Peace.